if anybody else dances to the opening number of Kari's Corner, but Kari sure does, and Tracy on the back end is too, which I got to witness. It's a shame you guys didn't get to see that. But hello, welcome to Kari's Corner. I am so happy that you have stumbled into my corner today. Today is Thursday, May 2nd. It's May 2nd. Where did April go? Is the question. Where did April go? So happy that you're here. Make sure you drop your name in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's my favorite part of the show. I love to see where people are tuning in from. So I'm really excited. Today, I'm going to talk about all the big buzzwords, right? All the words that people are looking for. English language exam, I-140 documents, retrogression, petitions, all those fun things are going to be discussed today. All the big buzzwords. Don't know. Hello in Bermuda. Oh, Bermuda. Take me where you are. All the buzzwords are being discussed today. I don't know if you guys know this, but we broke the internet last week. We had over 10,000 viewers on Kari's Corner. 10,000 people may have, even if they just scrolled past and stopped for a minute. That's so cool. Let's let it happen again. Let's make it happen again. That is amazing. So, couple of announcements before we kind of get into the swing of things for Kari's Corner. This month, the month of May, and I had to practice saying this because it's quite the mouthful, is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Don't ask me to say it again because I'll mess it up. But we are so thankful. We, in the United States, we have a variety of months throughout the year that are dedicated to honoring different nationalities and their heritage. So there is such a presence of the Asian American Pacific Islanders in the United States that, you have your own month now. So we celebrate you, we celebrate your heritage. And I look forward to, my favorite thing about that this time of when we do this in the United States is I always learn something about a different culture or heritage. So I'm always very, very thankful for these months and the knowledge that I gain of your culture if you happen to be an Asian Pacific Islander. So we are so thankful for you, and we are ready to welcome you to the United States. Tuning in from Kenya. Thank you so much. Kenya, still on my bucket list. Still on my bucket list. I want to go so bad. I just think Kenya is so cool. And then coming up in a week, we have May 6th through 12th is here in the United States. I think it might be globally. It should be globally if it's not. But May 6th through 12th is Nurses Week. Nurse Appreciation Week. And here at Worldwide, of course, we appreciate our nurses. You are what makes Worldwide worldwide. So we are so thankful for all of our nurses, both, where you are in your country and what you are doing in your country. If you're searching for immigration, whether you're a worldwide nurse or not, we are so thankful for you. So we're going to have a lot of different things happening on our social media channels to show our appreciation for you during Nurses Week. So make sure you're following us on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and the TikTok and we have all the things. We have all the things. I can't even keep up with all the things, but I know we have all the things. So thank you so much. And we look forward to thanking you through Nurses Week. So this week, I am so excited. We are talking about the I-140 documents. The I-140 document collection. This is the first half of what I like to call Phase 1, where we collect every single document that has anything to do with your existence on planet Earth. We do this twice. There's a big document collection in Phase 1, and there's a big document collection in Phase 2. So in the beginning of the process, a majority of the document collection, hello in Ghana, so happy that you tuned in today. A big majority of the document collection to start off with is going to be about you. It's going to be about you, the nurse. So one of my pieces of advice to you, and I have one right here, actually, right here. As you're going through this document collection stage, there are going to be times where different places are going to ask for the same document. And you're going to get emails from your case manager saying, we need this document, we need this document. And you're going to be like, but I've already sent you that document. And they're going to have to say, well, a different place needs it. So my advice to you as you are collecting all of these documents, which I'm going to give you a list. Hello in the Philippines. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Jamaica's in the house. What's up, Arlene? My advice to you as you begin collecting these documents, because you are going to need them. And then when you go to your embassy interview, you're not scrambling around the house looking for everything again, because you have everything in a binder. I am a big fan of a binder, an organized binder. You can even get little tabs that help you organize it. This is kind of a sad thing. This is Kari's "What Happens If I Die" binder. It's for my husband. It's got all my important passwords, all of those wonderful things in it. Or if for some reason I'm traveling and he can't get a hold of me and he needs information to log in somewhere, everything is here. Look at that. Arlene says, I already have mine. Of course you do, Arlene. Of course you do. Watching in Pakistan, thank you so much for tuning in. So my advice to you is get a binder and then take it with you. By the time you get to your embassy interview, you will already have everything. You won't have to scramble around the house and find it all again, because it's a universal thing to have a junk drawer in your house, right? Everybody has a drawer in their house where you just shove stuff. That's where our passports are, right? So keep it all together in a binder. As you need stuff, as your case manager emails you and says, hey, I need this, stick it in the binder. That way you already know where it is and you don't have to go searching for it again. So getting into the I-140 documents, let's look at what is the I-140. So I think it's really important as we go through this process. Last week we talked about visa screens, and a lot of you have heard the term visa screen, but you don't really know what it is. You just know you have to have it, right? Same thing with the I-140 documents. We use this phrase a lot, but I feel like a lot of you may not know what the I-140 is. Now, if you go to a government website, a United States government website, you're going to see forms with every single number and letter combination you can imagine. It's super overwhelming. Don't do it. Don't do it. You hope jump past the stages on the roadmap. So that's a great question though. Immigrating single with no dependents, does that mean it goes faster? No. Your dependents can be added pretty much, all throughout the process. So if even throughout this process, let's say that you are no longer single and you find your significant other, well, don't stress, because you get married, you can bring them too. We can add them to your petition. So what is the I-140? Form I-140 is the Immigrant Petition for Alien Worker. That's the official title of it. It's called the Immigrant Petition for Alien Worker. It's a form submitted to the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service by a prospective employer to petition an alien to work in the U.S. on a permanent basis. So an immigrant, someone from another country, to work in the United States. Your priority date, which is what everybody looks for. Everybody looks for the priority date because that relates to the visa bulletin, right? That connects directly to the visa bulletin. Your priority date will be on your notice of action for the petition filed on your behalf. So a petition is where your employer is telling the United States government, hey, I have found a nurse that I would like to employ here in the United States. Can we get them in process to come to the United States? This is what starts the entire process, right? Your job offer is great and it's wonderful, but this is a very, very important stage. For some reason, once you accept your job offer, some nurses will kind of drag their feet getting these documents together and getting them submitted to their case manager and the attorney. Your job offer is not what gets you in line to the U.S. Filing your petition is what puts you in line or in queue to come to the U.S. You are not in line when you sign your job offer. You are not in line until your petition has been approved and you have that notice of action and a priority date. That means, yay, you're in line. So, to help you, if you're still shopping around, let's say you're still interviewing or you're still hoping for an interview, go ahead and get these documents together. Because that way, as soon as your case manager emails you and says, "Hi, I'm your case manager. In order to begin this process, we're going to start collecting documents for your I-140 to initiate your petition." These are the things that your case manager are going to require of you. Your transcripts. Translated transcripts are always the best. And if you watch the visa screen show last week, you'll notice, hey, CGFNS will need those too, or Joseph Silney will need those too. That's why I said, get a binder, keep them handy. Transcripts, your passport, so a copy of your passport, your Pearson Quick View. Those are your NCLEX scores. Okay, remember when I told you you can't necessarily like get your visa from CGFNS until you have those NCLEX scores? We need your Pearson Quick View. We also need to know if you have a previous approval notice. Do you have a previous approval notice? The government needs to know that. So to initiate this process, and then we also need what's called the Carnegie evaluation or an academic equivalency evaluation. That's where we do that side-by-side comparison of, does your nursing education match the nursing education requirements here in the United States? All right. Additional documents that we are going to ask for would be home country nursing license. So where are you licensed in your home country? Any diplomas that you hold, transcripts, again, like making sure we have all those transcripts. For some reason, I put it on there twice, so must be really important. And then the Pearson Quick View, a screenshot of your Pearson Quick View is enough to initiate your petition. But when it comes time to officially file and get all the official documentation, we will require an official NCLEX pass letter. Okay, an official NCLEX pass letter. So that is what you need to file your petition to work as an RN in the United States. This is what you need. So the I-140, people don't confuse it. The I-140 is a form. And it's actually, it's big form, lots of information going on the form. And a lot of that is filled out by your employer. Okay. That's the I-140. These are the documents that you're in charge of providing to accompany the I-140, to accompany your petition to get it filed. All right. If you guys have any questions about the I-140, about immigration, about this process, about what you need, please drop those in the chat as I'm going along. Drop them in the chat. I am more than happy to answer those questions. So what are the processing times right now? What are the processing times? And this is processing time for your petition. So once we have filed your petition, that's stage 3. We have filed your petition. Yay! You have all the things and your petition is officially sent to the United States government. That processing time is 8.5 to 9.5 months. It's a long time. You will sit for a little while. So please know, you can email your case manager once a month. That's fine. You can email your case manager every day. That's probably not fine, but do what you got to do. Nothing is going to change or make your petition move any faster than what the government is currently telling us, which is 8.5 to 9.5 months. That is the current processing time for the petition. That's why it's so important. Once you get to stage 2 and you get that email from your case manager with the I-140 checklist, get those documents together. Get them together, get that petition started and filed, because it's going to take 8.5 to 9.5 months for regular processing. Regular processing is $715. We pay worldwide, or your employer will pay the $715. Majority of our employers are currently not offering premium processing. They're just not, due to retrogression. Due to retrogression, premium processing, our employers are not offering it. However, If you choose, you are welcome to choose. You can go on our website. We have a very easy payment option on our website. You can choose to pay for premium processing. However, premium processing is $2,805, and that is your choice to pay. You can choose to pay premium processing, but it's a big chunk of money, $2,805. Again, our employers are not offering that right now because of retrogression. We got to wait for the visa bulletin to catch up. There's not really a huge benefit in the premium processing. That's a case-by-case basis. Let's look at some of these questions. So if you've passed the NCLEX and have your certificate already, no need for the Pearson Quick View. You can, if you want to go ahead and submit your official NCLEX score report instead of a Pearson Quick View, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. You can do that. You can submit your official NCLEX score report. Some people just, when they want to get that petition filed, they just may not have that yet. Like they've just taken their NCLEX, so they're still waiting. Does the U.S. government accept a marriage that's less than 1 year? Yes. Yes, the U.S. government. As long as you've got that marriage certificate, you have to have the marriage certificate. That's very, very important, is having the legal marriage document that you are legally married. So yes, absolutely, the U.S. government. That's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. So premium processing is 15 business days. And this, again, is usually only for people who, maybe they've hit a hiccup in their job, or something like that, that they've already made it through the pipeline, already got their visa screen, something has happened, and now they have to refile their petition. That's usually when premium processing becomes a thing. And a lot of times, an employer may offer to pay that if that's the case. But when you're just starting out and the average, I've accepted a position starting out, you don't have a place in line yet, regular processing is there. But don't worry, I'm going to talk about what you should do in those months while you wait. Okay? So let's talk about the current visa bulletin. I don't mind if it's on regular, as long as our petition gets filed. Yes. So sometimes, you complete the necessary documents, and that's great. That's the best thing you can do, because on your end, you can be like, I did it. I'm done. I've submitted everything I can. The I-140 paperwork has to be filled up by the employer and the legal team. So it does take them some time to process and to get all of that paperwork filled out. The I-140 it's a big document. So please be patient. Yes. And keep in mind, we're working with many, many, many nurses, and each of you are very important to us. Each petition is very important to us. We want to get them filed as quickly as possible. So we are working as quickly as possible. Your employer is working as quickly as possible. Keep in mind, even you may have some delays along the way too. So we just ask for that patience, and we ask for that grace, because we will exercise that with you as well. So the visa bulletin, we use this word a lot. We say visa bulletin, and some people are like, I don't even know what that is. What does that mean? November 22, 2022, not India or China. What are you talking about? What does that mean? So I've put together kind of the best way that I can describe the visa bulletin. And by law, the U.S. government can only give out a certain number of green cards, which is what you are applying for as an EB3, or immigrant visas each year. And there are certain rules about how many visas can be used in each country, and a preference category, such as EB2, EB3, FB2A. Like I told you guys, once you start putting numbers and letters together, there are a million different ways they can do it. Because the green card categories are oversubscribed, and what that means is there are more applicants seeking green cards under almost every category than there are green cards available. So we have an abundance of people who want a green card. We don't have as many available. So the visa bulletin helps the government keep track of all the visa number allocations. And it also allows applicants to have some idea as to when they can apply for a green card based on their country of birth and their immigrant petition preference category, when it can be approved. Put simply, the visa bulletin is a waiting list guide. That's essentially it. It is a list. It's like when you go out to eat to a restaurant and you put your name on the list for a table availability. If you're a party of 16 versus a party of 4, let's look at that as 2 different visa categories. There may be a lot of visas available for an EB3, but there's not a lot of visas available for an FB2A. So more people will get in for the EB3. It's a whole convoluted process. So basically, when we say visa bulletin, it's a waiting list guide. It's letting you know every month, this is where you are in the waiting list. We are currently serving people who have a priority date. Remember, that comes after you get your notice of filing on the petition. That's when you get your priority date. We are currently serving the priority date, November 22nd, 2022 and before. Okay, that's my summary of the visa bulletin. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully I was able to explain it a little bit. I know it's a big, frustrating process. I know it's a lot of waiting. And I know some people may think, well, I'm going to wait for the visa bulletin to be current before I apply. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Get your name on the list, because I'm here to tell you, if Sammy says, I'm going to put my name on the list, and Sammy gets in line, and you say, I'm going to wait until it's current, then Sammy's not the only one putting his name on the list. A whole bunch of people are putting their name on the list after Sammy. You will be at the very, very bottom. We hope that eventually the visa bulletin gets back up to current, but we don't know when that's going to happen. So the best thing for you to do is get your petition filed. Get your petition filed. Is it guaranteed to get a visa when I go for an interview at the embassy? And what are some of the things that can cause a denial? That's a really great question as far as denial on your petition. So usually there's a process that's like, we would call it like RFC, meaning file returned for correction, meaning there's something wrong with the file. Usually that's not something on the candidate's side. It's not something on the nurse's side. It's usually something wrong with the document that either legal or the employer has filled out that is either incorrect, or it's a box wasn't checked, or because keep in mind, we're filling these out constantly. And so human error, right? It's all done by paper. It's all old school. So human error is going to happen. Some of the things that cause the denial, it's not usually the candidate. Not usually. The only reason it would be is if, maybe, you missed a signature, or you missed a checkbox, or you didn't submit one of your documents is not in the correct format. So following those format guidelines is very, very important. Doing everything on your end, kind of like my friend earlier who said that they had all their stuff ready in February, but it took them this long to get it filed. That's how big this document is, and it can take a lot. So a lot of error can happen, but we do our best to make sure that that doesn't happen. File returned for correction. It does happen, and it's okay. It's okay when it happens. Just trust that our legal team is going to be on it. There is actually a window of time when a file is returned for correction that our legal team has to evaluate and resubmit. So I think it's around 30 days for our legal team to resubmit it for file, to fix the error and resubmit it for filing. Is it guaranteed to get a visa when you go for an interview at the embassy? So your embassy interview is very important, and your interview is not towards the very, very end. And things can still happen at the embassy interview. I cannot tell you that it's guaranteed that you will get a visa when you go to your embassy interview. That is not up to Kari Cooper. That is not up to Worldwide. That is up to the United States government and the embassy and what goes down in that interview. As long as you've got a clean record, as long as you've got a clean criminal record, your nursing record is clean, you don't have any immigration violations in the United States. That's why we like to tell you, don't travel to the United States once your petition's been filed, because that can kind of raise red flags in the system. Try not to travel to the US once you've filed your petition. It helps the process. It decreases the amount of red flags that may be raised at the embassy interview. So I cannot guarantee, nothing is a guarantee, right? So I cannot say it's a guarantee that you'll get a visa when you go to your embassy interview, because I don't know you. I don't know your background. So again, it's up to the government and the embassy. Most embassy interviews are short and sweet. As long as you are good, you've got a nice clean record, you've got nice clean nursing history, and you've been a lawman, then you should be fine. But again, not up to Kari Cooper, not up to me. What are the expectations for the visa bulletin? We hope, like Tracy just said, we anticipate a positive forward movement for the EB3. Last month, it didn't change. There was no change. So hopefully we'll see some movement forward this month. We always hope that there's going to be positive movement, forward movement in the visa bulletin. But again, not under our control. If I had a magic wand, trust me, I would definitely wave it over our government and say, stop doing everything by paper, do it electronically. It would go way faster. But nobody listens to me except for you guys, and I appreciate that. Thank you for explaining the fee bills and all the fun things. Yes, you are welcome, because I'm not going to lie, I had to explain it to myself when I first started learning about all this. After paying the fee bills for a dependent and the pay for the nurse aide, how long before you can get through with the whole process? So for a nurse aide, that process is a lengthy amount of time from start to finish. I think we're looking at around 5 years for nurse aides. So I don't know how long you've been in the process. I think it's great that you've made it to the fee bill stage. That says a lot that you've made it to the fee bill stage. That's fantastic. So you still have some waiting ahead, but the average window of time we're telling nurse aides is around 5 years. So again, sorry, I know I hate saying that to nurse aides. I hate it because we need you. We need you here in the United States. We have such a need for nurse aides. It's just your process takes longer, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but we appreciate you, and we thank you for your patience. We thank you for your patience. So what to do while you wait? Like I said, you've got 8.5 to 9.5 months of sitting there and twiddling your thumbs of going, gee, I wonder where my petition is. So instead of going, gee, I wonder where my petition is, how about, hey, I'm going to go study some English. Right? That's the English teacher in me saying, yay, study English. And when I say study your English, what I mean by all of this is, yes, preparing for an English exam is great. Preparing for a specific test, PTE, IELTS, TOEFL, OET, MET, preparing for a specific English test is, yes, that's fine. That's great. Do that so that you can pass it on the first try. 100%. I will support that. What I really want you to be doing, though, in these 8.5 to 9.5 months is conversational English. CGFNS released a poll a few years ago, some research that they did stating that the number one complaint, if you will, of employers or hospitals in regards to nurses who have immigrated to the United States is their lack of English language skills. So my advice to you is purchase a U.S. medical dictionary. Start brushing up on the terminology that you're going to need to be successful in your workplace. The more you can front load, the more you can get all of that information in prior to arrival, that's going to be huge. I cannot stress it enough. Like I said, studying for your English exam is great. Work on conversational English. So I'm really excited. We have a lot of live viewers today. This is Tracy. I didn't tell you about this. I'm so sorry. I'm going to catch Tracy off guard. So the first 20 people today, I am in connection with Pearson, and I love my people at Pearson. Shout out to Meredith. She's amazing. But Pearson has given me the opportunity to pilot a new AI program, which is artificial intelligence. It's a conversational program. I am allowed to take 20 nurses to help me pilot this program, and I will be asking for your feedback. So if you are an RN, you have taken and passed the NCLEX, and you are in queue with us, you can be one of those 20 nurses piloting the program for Pearson. This is the Pearson PTE, okay? And this is going to help you. This will be free preparation for you to prepare for the Pearson PTE. So if you are an RN, you've taken and passed the NCLEX, and you are in queue with us at Worldwide, shoot me an email. By that, I mean, like, write me an email. I know people in the US, we use the term like, shoot me an email or shoot me this or something. We don't literally mean like bang, bang. We mean send me something. So send me an email. Tracy can pop my email on there, kcooper@healthstaff.org. If you're interested in this, really, it's not even, this program isn't even released to the public yet. Like, you are specifically, we at Worldwide have been specifically chosen to find nurses to help us do this. So please, if you are interested in doing this, send me an email. It's not a Pearson test, it's a Pearson preparation tool. So if you're thinking about taking the Pearson PTE, or if you're thinking about taking the MET, the TOEFL, the IELTS, whatever it is you're thinking about taking, this is a great practice opportunity to work on your speaking. No matter where you are, even if you've just accepted a job offer, we'll take you. We'll take you. So super cool opportunity. Super cool opportunity. I'm really, really excited to hear your feedback on this program. And I want honest feedback. Honest feedback. So the other thing you should be doing is saving money. Saving money. Look at that right down there. Check that out. Thank you, Tracy. Save your money. This is huge. This is so important. We cannot stress this. Every single month, once you've started the process, every single month, you should be putting money aside to live on once you arrive in the United States. Okay? You're not going to start work. Like, you're not going to get off the plane and go to the hospital and start working. It's going to take some time because you have to get your license. There's a lot of other things that you have to do. Okay? You need to plan to live for at least a month, 1 month, on your savings. You also need to remember things in the United States may be more expensive than where you are. So you can't think, oh, I just need to save up 1 month for living here. No, 1 month of living in the United States. I think our recommendation is around $4,000. Okay? Depends. Especially if you're traveling with your family, that's going to be more mouths to feed, right? Work on saving your money. And then finally, and probably the most important, is maintain bedside work. Your employer expects, don't think that, okay, I've got a job, I've got my petition, yay. No, keep working, maintain bedside work. Your case manager is going to ask to, like, throughout the entire process, hey, are you still working? Hey, are you still working? Hey, are you still working? They're going to ask you throughout the whole process. So make sure you're maintaining that bedside presence. It's super, super, super important. And yeah, there's the thank you slide. So that's it for the I-140 documents. That's it on premium processing, on all those fun things. So if you have any questions, I haven't seen a ton of questions come across in the chat. But if you have questions, and they can be questions about the English exam, you can ask questions about your petition, about the visa bulletin, any of those things, you are absolutely welcome to pop those in the chat. I am happy to answer those questions. But I'm not seeing a ton of questions today, which I guess that's okay. That is absolutely okay. But if you have questions, even after the show wraps up, if you have questions, please know that you can email me. Tracy's still got my email posted up there. You can email me any of those questions, and I am happy to answer those for you. I know that hopefully I was able to explain the I-140 paperwork process a little better to you. I know as soon as you start the process, you're going to start getting emails from your case manager that are like, we need this, we need this, we need this. And you're just like, why? So hopefully I was able to tell you a little bit why. If I currently work in the US as an RN under a TN visa, since it's a non-immigrant visa, is my best option to go apply for an EB3 visa to go for consular processing or change of status. I think we would call that an adjustment of status. Adjustment of status is what you would be looking for. Rafa, thank you so much for tuning in, by the way. thank you for working as a nurse in the United States. That is absolutely awesome. I would strongly suggest, I can't 100% answer your question, but I can tell you, and Tracy, if you can put this email in the chat, we have an amazing director of our nurse aid case management. Her name is Kimberly Cole. Rafa would be the perfect person to ask your question to. She knows all about the adjustment of status process. So please, 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 Rafa, email that question to Kimberly Cole. And she's very prompt, so I'm sure she will get back to you and be able to answer your question and help you through that process of what would be the best course of action. Do we see any possibilities of retrogression before the new fiscal year? So do you mean like going backwards? I'm not going to attempt to say your name because I will completely tear it apart. It would not be good. Do you mean going backwards? We're hoping it moves forward. We always hope that it moves forward, but again, we do not have any intel. We have no people on the inside. Even Tracy's on the other side, guys, going, I don't know. We really don't know, and that's very hard to make predictions on. But again, we hope that it moves forward. We do. Joyce, you have passed the NCLEX. Fantastic. Wish to join. Well, Joyce, send us your resume. Send us your resume, healthstaff.org. Log on to healthstaff.org. We would love to have you as a nurse. We would love to have you working in the United States. Wish to join the group of PTE. Oh, perfect. Vinci. So you need to email me. Email me, kcooper@healthstaff.org. Please email me. It'll be so much fun, Vinci. It's going to be a nice little group of 20, and you get to tell me all about your experience. I'm really, really excited for this opportunity. I'm very, very thankful to Pearson for reaching out to us and giving us the opportunity to pilot it. Very, very cool. Can we also apply? I am from Zimbabwe. You are welcome to apply. It's going to depend as far as what your skill set is. Have you taken and passed the NCLEX? All of that kind of stuff. Lots goes into the interview process and all of that based on what your skill set is. So yes, you're welcome to. Anyone from any country is welcome to apply. We do not discriminate at Worldwide. We welcome anyone of any age, of any gender, in any country, cultural, religious, whatever. We don't care. We are not going to discriminate. Please, please, please apply. Is there any vacancy for an endoscopy nurse? Woo! I've had to have that done before. Ugh. Bless your heart, Francis. Thank you for the work you do. Is there any? I cannot tell you the specific vacancies we have right now. That would be our director of recruiting. Her name is, we have Brian, who's the director of recruiting, and then we have VP of recruiting, who is the amazing Amy Carr. Brian's amazing too. So I can't tell you about that. All I can tell you to do, Francis, is apply. Submit your application, and if your resume is a match for any open positions that we have, then our recruiters will reach out to you. So it doesn't hurt to apply. It never hurts to send in an application. CNAs, we are not really, you're welcome to submit your resume, but we are not hiring for CNAs at the moment. It's just that timeline for CNAs is so long, and the waiting list for CNAs. We have a long list of CNAs who would like. So that's, I hate giving that answer. I do, but it's a reality. So past the NCLEX, currently working as a dental assistant. My last experience was almost 10 years ago. Is it really? So yes, that's a great question. Is it really necessary to get back into bedside before we can accept you? We are going to ask that you return to bedside as soon as possible. You're still welcome to put in your resume. And I would maybe put on your resume, currently seeking bedside job again, like put that on your resume. Like, yes, I've been a dental assistant, currently seeking bedside employment again, put that on your resume, like in bold, let them know, like, I'm currently seeking bedside. But yes, because it's not a worldwide requirement, that is our client requirement, and our clients expect that you are working bedside. And that's because you guys know more than I do, nursing and technology changes constantly. So can you imagine what's changed in the past 10 years since you've worked bedside? I'm sure a ton has changed because technology moves so fast. It's so fun with Worldwide Health Staff. Very accommodating team. Aaron, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aaron. Do you have a case manager or somebody? I would love to tell them that they got a shout out today. Our case management team is in the Philippines, and I just love them. They're so fantastic. Am I allowed to pay NBC fee bills for my dependents? Then the immigration fee and the visa fee then come from them once I settle in the USA, like if I can't afford the air ticket. Okay, I think I understand your question. So am I allowed to pay the fee bills for your dependent? So you have to pay your dependent fee bills prior to your employer paying your fee bill. So your dependent fee bills have to be paid before your employer pays it, because it's just so many times we've seen yours will be paid and then you have to wait and wait and wait and wait because you weren't able to afford your dependent's fee bills. So you have to pay your dependent's fee bills first. That's a process called follow to join, or join to follow to join to follow something. Our relocation coordinators will be able to answer that question for you. Like if you can't afford the airplane ticket, I totally get that. I totally understand. And it's you need to be saving as much money as possible. So maybe you want your family to join you after you've started working, which I'm sure happens frequently, having your family join you after you're able to begin working. So the relocation department is who is able to answer that question. Do you think, Tracy, you could put Ashley Fairbanks' email in there? She is the person to ask that question to. She is the director of relocation, and she's going to be able to answer that question for you more specifically. So, but that's a great question, But I can tell you, you do have to pay your dependents' fee bills before your employer will pay your fee bill. How can you apply? You recently passed the NCLEX. Yay! You don't have your license number yet. That's fine. That's totally fine. Please, you apply at healthstaff.org. Healthstaff.org, and there's a blue button. I think it's blue, Tracy, and it says apply now. Apply now. So you click on that button, and that's going to walk you through it. So congratulations, Claude, on passing the NCLEX. That is such a feat. That is amazing. That's a tough test, and I know that you worked really hard to pass that. So congratulations to you, no matter where you end up, on passing the NCLEX. Watching from the Philippines. Hello, Charlene in the Philippines. Cape Town. Oh, I want to go to Cape Town so bad, Francesca. And it's for like a crazy reason. I want to do a cage dive with great white sharks. I'm crazy. It's fine. I understand this. You can say, what a crazy American. Yes, I am. But that's so cool. That's so cool. You're in Cape Town. Watching from the Philippines. Can an ophthalmic, is that right? First of all, let me tell you what, Alex, I would have to Google ophthalmic nurse. I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. But if you are a nurse and you've taken and passed the NCLEX and you're currently working bedside, you're welcome to apply. As far as positions that we have open, I have no clue what those are because they are constantly changing. We are in touch with clients every single day about what their needs are. So the best thing I can tell you to do is to apply. It's the best thing I can tell you. You have 0. Oh, you do. He is amazing. I'm definitely going to give him. I'm writing that down. I'm writing it down that he got a shout out. I email him every day. Aaron. Yep. Your name looks familiar. I think you may have received an email from me, Aaron. So that's fantastic. No, you're crazy. You're welcome. It's to dive with the sharks, but in a cage, you must be in a cage. I would not want to be one of those crazy National Geographic people who are just swimming around with them. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yes, I would like to be in a very, very thick cage. Very thick, secure cage. Do we hire military nurses? That's a great question. Military nursing experience, I'm assuming, would be similar to very bedside of what I'm thinking. But Again, we are looking for the bedside experience. So as long as your experience in the military has been bedside, and then you have taken the NCLEX and passed the NCLEX. That's what we're looking for. So absolutely, Miko, you are welcome. And thank you for your service in the military. I know it wasn't for the United States, but I know that your country is appreciative of your service. So thank you so much for doing that. We have the best team. We do have a great team. I'm appreciative of our team. Live from Ghana. Welcome in Ghana. Shout out to your case manager. Wonderful. Yep. Very good and understanding case manager. Thank you so much. I'm going to email No as well. I always misspell the last name there though. I'm right. I have to write these down so I can remember to send them. I'm going to write my NCLEX, but once you passed it, do you need to do the English test? That's a great question, Francesca. You do not need to do the English test until you reach stage 4, which would be after you filed your I-140 documents. So you focus on the NCLEX right now. Do not worry about the English test. You should be practicing conversational English. That's going to help you. But you definitely focus on the NCLEX right now. Just came from a water cannon by the China Coast Guard. Holy smokes. That sounds really crazy. I'm so glad you're still here with us. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a water cannon. See, when I think of initially, I think of a water cannon, like I have a pool outside. So I'm like, there's a specific water gun and it's called a water cannon. But I feel like what you're talking about is way more aggressive than my swimming pool water cannon. Anyone else from Kenya? I love that. Joyce is trying to connect with other nurses from Kenya. This is a great place to do that. Thank you for watching in the Philippines. There's the PTE. I can't get through a show without someone asking about the PTE. Meredith, I blame you. No, I'm just kidding. The PTE is accepted for CGFNS and Joseph Silney visa screen, but not all boards of nursing are on board with that yet to accept the PTE. So that is a state-by-state decision, but it is accepted by a lot of states and by CGFNS and Joseph Silney for the visa screen. So fantastic. Watching from Singapore. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Angelo, again, we have 2 nurses on today that have not been bedside for 10 years. So Angelo, I talked about this earlier. You do have to have current bedside service, bedside experience, bedside service. That's like working in a hotel. No, bedside nursing experience. So you are welcome to apply, but you need to be actively seeking to return to bedside to have that bedside experience. Shout out. I love this. Shout out to, okay. Yep. I got you. I got your shout out, Josh. Woohoo. Wonderful. Oops. I put a dash on the wrong one. Thank you so much. Our case managers love these shout outs. So this is fantastic. When the case manager said the I-140 documents were submitted already, how long does it take to be approved? Absolutely. Right now, regular approval time is 8.5 to 9.5 months. So work on your conversational English. You're taking a step in the right direction by watching Kari's Corner. How long does it take after stage 4 once you've submitted your documents to the lawyer? Yeah, that's the 8.5 to 9.5 months. And then stage 5 will be like, yay, your petition was approved. Here's your approval notice. Woohoo! So yeah, stage 4 to stage 5 is a long one. So 8.5 to 9.5 months is current processing time for the EB3 visa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have taken up 50 minutes of your time, almost an hour. It's been a long show, but once you guys started rolling with the questions, you definitely kept them rolling. So thank you so much for asking such great questions. When you guys ask these questions, it forces me to gain knowledge, and I love to learn. So thank you for your questions. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you. Thank you for stumbling into my corner today. I so appreciate you. Your ETA was approved. Yay, Francesca. That's huge. Thank you so much. Difference between the I-485 and the I-40, which one is filed for an the nursing student would be the 485. The nursing student, is different. So the I-140 is for you've already graduated, you are working, like you're going to be working in the United States. Student visas are very different. Student visas have a totally different process. But yes, if you're a nursing student, that is awesome. Fantastic. Nursing home. Yes, I do believe nursing homes count as bedside. Yes, you are bedside. So thank you. You want to work as an RN? Thank you so much. Well, Francesca, we would welcome your we welcome you. We would love to welcome you to the United States. Rosalind, thank you so much. If you're interested in my English language exam courses, you can obtain that information by emailing your case manager, and your case manager will put you in touch with me. Miko, I'm so glad that you tuned in today. I'm so excited that you were here. Yes, you can take the PTE. Yes, you can take the PTE while you're waiting on approval. Just make sure anyone who's asking, if you're in stage 3 and you're asking about taking an exam, my advice to you is email your case manager. You're waiting on your I-140s, email your case manager. Your case manager will put you in touch with me, and I will send you a list of exams that are approved by your state board of nursing. Do not take an exam unless it is approved by your state board of nursing. Okay, that's number 1. Thank you for stumbling into my corner today. I'm so happy you were here. Maybe we broke the internet yet again, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? We'll see. But hopefully I'll see you again next week in my corner. In the meantime, don't face the corner, face the world with Worldwide